Om Shri Sai Ram. Let me offer my most humble salutations at the lotus feet of beloved Bhagawan, dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. How do we start being what we truly are? Swami's model of leadership says to be, to do, to see and to tell. There is one to see also that comes before to tell, because first we have to be. We have to be good, be divine. Then we have to do good actions, do divine actions. Then it is not that after that I'll go around giving lectures everywhere, talking to whomever I meet. No. We have to see who is ready to listen. This is a special group of blessed people who have that eagerness to listen. That is why we tell to such people. Otherwise we should not tell. Don't go catch anybody on the road and start telling them, hey, listen, you're God. People will think you're mad. People will think you're crazy. That is why this framework of leadership is to be, to do, to see. See the situation, see the desha kala paristhiti, the time, the circumstance, the person, and according to that, tell. Whatever I consider myself as a good son, a good daughter, a good friend, a good human being. Am I being at least true to that identity? The ultimate, of course, is to be true to the identity that I am divine. But even before I reach that, whatever I consider myself a good person, right? Am I being true to that identity? I consider myself as a good father, good mother, good daughter, good son, good student, right? Am I being true to that identity? Not doing and showing, not writing some homework at the last minute so that the teacher will give marks seeing the homework. Getting homework done by somebody else, copying in an exam. All this we do because we think that we want to do an action that appears noble for others. No. I am always watching, right? So even if nobody is watching, I am put alone in an examination center, I will not cheat because I am a good student. Let us begin by being true to the identity that we hold currently. And then let us elevate our identity to our true identity, which is Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. Then automatically we will be true to that identity as well and achieve Swami. That is my prayer to Swami always, for me and for all of us. To know. To know is the step that precedes to be. And what is it that you must know? Your reality. Our understanding of who I am or who we are is still at an intellectual level. It's not at an experiential level. When it comes at an experiential level, how does it happen? Look at the life of Jesus Christ. This is recorded in John 10:30. They come and ask Jesus, who are you? And Jesus says, I and my Father are one. He began by saying, I am the messenger of God. He then said, I am the Son of God. Finally, he said, I and my Father are one. When Jesus says, I and my Father are one, people get so upset. You are doing blasphemy. You are telling your God. How? He's a terrible fellow. He's a liar. They start throwing stones at him. And Jesus says, why are you doing this? Have I not done the works that my Father does? Have I not done all these? Have I not done miracles that you think God will do? Have I not done them? Then what is wrong in me telling I and my Father are one? No, you are doing blasphemy. And they throw stones at him. If somebody were to do that to me, what will I do? Okay, fine, stop the stone, please stop. I'm just Arvind. I'm one normal guy. Please don't hit me with stone, don't kill me. This is what I will do. But Jesus didn't change. He continued to say, I and my Father are one. Why? Because when we say that Jesus knows, he knows not just theoretically, he knows it by experience. By experience, he has experienced himself being divine, and therefore nothing will change it now. Whoever may tell anything, may do anything, nothing will change because I am divine. Nothing can happen to me. You may injure this body. That's what happened to Jesus. They crucified him. And yet, in his ultimate compassion, Jesus said, Father, Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Oh, look at that love. Look at that compassion. Look at that. Oh, I get tears in my eyes. That is the love. That is the love. No, absolutely no fear. Because Jesus knows. The Buddha, he knows. When the Buddha knows, absolute no fear. Angulimala comes to him. He is a dreaded dacoit. People shiver thinking of him. And the Buddha is so calm. So calm that Angulimala shivers before him and becomes his disciple. How? Because the Buddha knows. But his knowing, the Buddha's knowing, Jesus' knowing is different from you and me knowing. Our knowing is only intellectual and we'll change it. Because I feel I am this body, I am this, I am so and so. My identity is aspirational and intellectual. It is not something that I have experienced. In the 11th century, there was a devotee, a Muslim devotee by name Hussain Mansoor in the Caliphate. And he would keep telling Anal Haq, meaning I am God, I am God. So people thought first he's crazy, but then they thought he's the devil. So they began to trouble him and torture him. But he kept saying Anal Haq, meaning I am God. In fact, this entire story Swami has narrated during his discourse in 1996. To be precise, the 31st March 1996 discourse, Swami has narrated this incident. When he kept doing this, people got jealous. Cutting a long story short, he was to be put to death. So the Caliph, the emperor there says, just tell that he is God, meaning God is God. Don't tell I am God. Then I will spare your life. He says, see, the truth may be inconvenient to you, but it is the truth nevertheless. It is an inconvenient truth. Just because of the inconvenience, I will not give up the truth. The truth is Anal Haq, I am God. And so he's ordered, his legs are chopped, his hands are chopped, everything is chopped. In the end, his neck is chopped. But do you know, brothers and sisters, it is recorded in the history books that as his blood flowed, from the blood emanated the sounds, Anal Haq, Anal Haq, Anal Haq, I am divine, I am divine. And the Caliph fell on his knees repenting, saying, oh my God, I killed a divine person. What he didn't know is that a divine person is never killed. A divine person never dies. Because he's saying, I am God. God never dies, right? Anal Haq, that is what he's saying. So the Caliph felt guilty that I killed a man of God, a God man, whereas nothing happened to Mansoor. So too, we feel sad and bad sometimes that, oh, Swami has left us. Nothing happens to Swami because he just left his body. Because Swami also, as a 14-year-old, he said, I am God. Who are you? I am Sai Baba. He said, I am the divine mother and father for the whole humanity. They didn't spare him, they tortured him. They thought that some ghost has come over him. They took him to a person who shaved his head, scratched it with X marks, poured lemon juice on it, put chili powder on it. He beat him at every of his joint and told, shut up, don't tell your Sai Baba, don't tell your God. He said, I am God. I am God. He took one kind of powder called kalikam, very, very strong and pungent, put it into his eyes. His eyes became swollen and so big. Because of that, nearly poisonous it is. And yet, little boy Sathya never changed his stance. Because again, this truth might bother you, it might be inconvenient to you, but the truth that I know is that I am God. Swami says, don't you see all that I am withstanding? Can you see any other 14-year-old boy able to sit calmly without crying and undergo all this torture? Just like Jesus said, have you not seen me do stuff? Wow. That is what is to be. Even if it is inconvenient, even if it means giving up this body, I will not swerve from the path of truth. And that kind of conviction is possible. You know, we may feel that, oh, that Swami Sai Baba can do, you and me can't. For us to be, we need to know. And when I say to know, it is not just intellectual knowing. We have to know from the heart. We have to gain that knowledge through experience. We have to experience that oneness with divinity. Once we experience it, nothing will convince us of changing that stance. It's like when you watch a movie Many times we cry, right? Because we are so involved in the movie, we become part of the movie, we are crying. But then we watch tragedies, we watch horror movies, we see killing. If one person gets hurt on the road, our heart bleeds. Oh, papam, we feel. We run to help. But we see so many people getting killed on the screen. Nothing, we feel. We are eating popcorn and drinking juice and watching it. Are we so shameless? Are we so heartless? Because this is what we ask God, right? How can God be so cruel? So many people are suffering and nothing happens to him. How can you be so cruel? When people are dying there, how can you eat popcorn and drink juice? Relax, Arvind, relax. Nobody is dying. It's just a movie, it's just an entertainment. That is not real at all. Once you know that, how much ever I condemn you, telling you're cruel, you don't care, you're a terrible person, nothing bothers you. Because I know the truth. I know that nothing that is happening there is real. When they say I love you, it is not real. There is nothing like love. It's all acting. When they say I hate you and they kill, no, nobody is dying. Nothing will happen. This is what Krishna told Arjuna also. Arjuna, nobody is dying. Atma, nainam chindyanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. Weapons can't hurt. Water cannot wet. Yes, water cannot wet. You see a whole dam breaking and river flooding on the movie screen. Your chair doesn't get even one drop of water. Correct? Water can't wet it. Wind can't dry it. Fire can't burn it. Weapons can't hurt. Nuclear explosion happens there and nothing happens near you. You are eating popcorn. Once you know, once you have experienced the truth, that's it. So also to be, when they say to be divine, we have to get that experiential knowledge. And how do we get that experiential knowledge? I'll conclude with that. It is there in a Bhagawad Gita shloka where Krishna explains how do you get this knowledge of your reality. Then we can be. He says, Tad Viddhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadeskshanti te Jnanam Jnaninah Tatwa Darshinah. Tad Viddhi Pranipatena. How do you get it? Through Pranipata. Pranipata means prostration, the path of devotion. Pariprashna. Pariprashna means intense questioning. Ask questions. We are hesitant to ask questions in the comments only. Where we will ask questions intensely. But it is not about asking comments in question or asking somebody else. Ask from within. And the most important question is, who am I? Who am I? Am I this body? Is my father this body? When my father passed away, his body was still there. And yet I said, Father, you left me. Where he left me? His body is still there, right? No, he is not the body. We are so convinced, we know this experience of death. And yet, why do I treat myself? Who is Arvind? Me. This, how am I pointing to this body? This is not Arvind. If this is 100% Arvind, if you cut my two hands, is that 80% Arvind then? No, that is full 100% Arvind only. How? I have lost 20% of my limbs. Because I am not the body. So this is Pariprashna, intense questioning. So we have to have Pranipata, means intense prostrations, which is devotion and devotion to God. Pariprashna is intense questioning. Tad Viddhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Sevaya is service. That is why we are told to do service, serve others. When we do all this, Upadeskshanti te Jnanam, that wisdom, that knowledge will be conferred onto us. Our ignorance will be removed. The Ajnanam will be removed. The Ajnanam will be shown. The ignorance will be shown to us. We will be told that you fool, understand it's a movie screen. This is the reality. Oh, then we get that knowledge. Once the ignorance is revealed, knowledge is also revealed. Upadeskshanti te Jnanam. But who will give this? Jnanina Tatwa Darshina. Jnanina means those who have realized, and Tatwa Darshina are the great beings, avatars, people of God like the Buddha, like Jesus, or as I said, Paripurna avatar like Krishna and Swami. They will come and give. We don't have to go chasing a guru. We don't have to go chasing a master and tell, oh, I want this spiritual uplift. No, we just have to do Pranipata, which is devotion, the path of devotion, love for God, bhajans, reading good stories, reading the lives of saints, all this we do. Pariprashnena, intensely ask this question, who am I? Who am I? Try to find out logically. Sevaya, serve everyone. As long as we are doing all of this, when the right time comes, automatically the wise ones, the enlightened ones, the avatar, God, Guru, they will reveal themselves to us and they will give us this knowledge. Then we also know. Once we know, then we can be. Once we be, we will do. Once we do, then when we tell, people will definitely listen and they will also transform themselves. And this is the way we become true leaders. So, to follow Swami's path of leadership, it boils down to devotion, to spiritual study and service. These are the three wings of the Satsang International Organization: the service wing, the spiritual wing and the devotional wing. You see, everything has a beautiful reason why it has come forth. May we all participate in all these wings, in all these activities wholeheartedly with love for Swami, and one day he will grant us that enlightenment, just as Buddha got enlightenment, just as Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had that, just as so many devotees across the world got that gift, we will also get. Then we will automatically become true leaders, not by selection, not by election, but by enlightenment. With that prayer, I would pray to Swami that may the love that we have in our hearts towards him keep growing stronger every passing moment till we become one with him, one with his knowledge, where we realize that he is God and so are we. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.